Hello guys, welcome to the Train Parrot. Cerberus, an indicator that I implemented a while ago, is currently printing a sell signal. I use this indicator on the weekly time frame, and I think this signal is not something that we can take as a joke. It's got in the past an accuracy around 80%, and in today's video I'm going to show you at what times typically you get that 20% of fake outs. The things that have never happened, like for example having two signals in a row giving you a fake out, and I'm also going to cover how low we could go from here if we do precisely what Bitcoin has done always, at least so far. Guys, if you want to stay informed with how things evolve with this indicator and whether we end up faking out or we get a warning here coming afterwards, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. All these indicators are massively helping me to navigate the market in a much more successful way. Years ago, I didn't have any access to this information. Particularly, this indicator is custom made. I'm going to explain to you precisely what it's doing. So hit the notification bell as well so you get notified every time I publish one of these videos. And if you want to support the channel, hit the like. Don't go anywhere without leaving a comment down below and watch the video until the very end. Alright, so in February, we have in the last week both a sell signal and a warning signal. But in order to understand the severity of this signal, we're going to start going back in time and we're going to compare it with equivalent times in Bitcoin history based on the 4-year cycles. I was pretty disappointed when I saw that we had a warning sell around 34.7K and we didn't have any drop in the price after that. We have kind of some small drawdown there, but actually that happened after going up. So it doesn't really count as a valid sell signal. The worst part is that after it printed sell, it went 85% higher. And that's a big drawdown for a sell signal. Definitely, this is an invalid signal, a fake out. So what I want to achieve today in this video is to answer the question, how likely is that this signal sell that we're getting here at 61.8K closing price of this weekly candle is going to play out. So for that, let me scroll back in time and I'm going to show you the performance of the previous signals, and that's possibly going to increase your confidence in this signal. We see that the previous signal that printed in this candle went 13.5 down, the next one 13.8 down, the next one 35% down from the time it triggered. This one here, 58% down. This one, 46.7 down. This one, 20%. And here we are talking about the bull market. Notice that I'm only counting the golden sell signals, not the warning sells. Here at the top of the market, we can also see a drawdown of almost 13%, 17%. Here we have one right before COVID. It should be in this candle. That is almost 60% down. On this candle, we have a 68.4% down. From this candle, another signal, 15.69. This one, 51.59. And this one, 40.57. This one has a drawdown of 267.48% going higher. So this is another fake out. So in conclusion, we can see that we have two signals that are fake outs, and then the vast majority of the sell signals coming from Cerberus have been from 13% drawdown up to almost 70% drawdown in some cases, like for example here. I am not looking before this time, which is March 2018, intentionally, because there's loads of bad signals around here. Since Cerberus is using stable coins, many of these stable coins were not yet as relevant in the market, and that kind of messes up with the performance of this indicator that is comparing the total market cap of all crypto against a combination of stable coins. Also notice that I'm still taking in consideration BUSD. BUSD practically doesn't have any market cap these days, but luckily Glassnode is still listing this information on TradingView even though BUSD is not being used. Also notice that I haven't updated Cerberus yet, and there's quite a bunch of new kits in town here. For example, we have FDUSD, TrueUSD that is climbing up at the same time that BUSD is losing market cap. At some point, I'm going to update Cerberus to a new version, and I'm going to include new stable coins that are starting to become relevant, and possibly that is going to make more accurate the future signals. Before 2018, since most of them were very low market cap, I'm ignoring the signals around here. So do I think now that this golden cell is going to also fake us out? Well, there's no way I can see into the future, but all I can tell you here is that I'm going to take very serious this signal here, particularly because we have never had two fake outs in a row since 2018. And the only fake out before, which I already mentioned in March 2019, is deep into the bear market when we had this crazy run here, which is a very similar situation to what we are currently having in this move here. If we focus what happens after that fake out, you can see that even halfway through that fake out, you already start having some Cerberus signals that are giving an amazing performance, starting with 15% to even 70% here, and then 60%, and then 20, and then back to 13 again. If we did a 13% from the top of this weekly candle, that will take us roughly to 56K. That wouldn't be weird, coincides with our CPR monthly pivots, pretty much in the middle of the three of them. So seeing some performance like that wouldn't surprise me at all. But if we were to do some of the most enormous retracements like the one we saw in COVID, that was roughly 68%, that will take us to 20K. And going to 20K will fill the CME gap that we left there back in 2023. I think for that we need a black swan event. So I think it's possible, but I don't think it's likely. We saw some retracements of 60% that will take us to 25.4. We saw some retracements of 40% that took us to 38.2. If you've been watching my videos, you might remember that at 38K, there's quite a lot of liquidity. And one of the things that investors are kind of missing and are getting very confused is the fact that most of the pullbacks that we are currently getting since we started the run in late 2022 is that the fact that all these retracements are only roughly 20% doesn't guarantee that we are just going to have 20% retracements. It will be really silly to place your stop loss or your last resource above that 20%, expecting it that you have some warranties that that's not going to get broken. Think about the market maker. They love doing that. You get 3 times in a row a pullback 20%, and they plan for a pullback of 40%, 30%. They drop enough Bitcoin to cause that. And that completely wipes out the market from open interest, large positions that have been for a long time running on futures, a full reset of the market. In this video, I'm not trying to forecast how much is going to be the retracement. Not even I'm trying to say, believe me, there will be a pullback. I'm just making you aware that based on past performance, we should prepare for some sort of pullback around here. And preparing for a pullback doesn't mean sell everything and rebuy it after the pullback comes, because it might never come, and this indicator might do for the first time 2 fake outs in a row. It's up to you to decide what you do, what you take away from this information. I will be making an update on Cerberus in the upcoming weeks to see how we are doing, whether we are already printing the red cell, and when we reset. Remember that this indicator works really well in terms of the sell signals, but the buy signals aren't bad at all. In fact, I really respect when it fully resets at the bottom in this area. So stay tuned for more updates on Cerberus. If you want to support the channel, this indicator is included from the lowest tier of TTP subscription called Picnic. In regards to the trading bot's performance, we can see that there's some new developments here. For example, Alligator now has made leg of 12% up for the month. Statistical arbitrage pairs trading, this particular bot has also managed to go to 8% and higher. This bot is still in an incubation stage. I'll let you know once it becomes available. As the name suggests, this is a market neutral bot. It trades with a long and a short at the same time, so it really doesn't care whether the market goes high or low. If you want to copy trade any of these bots, make sure you have a look at the description. There's a link that points to copy trading bots, and I'm currently hosting this event for the month of March. You can win even a MacBook Pro M3, iPad Air, Apple Watch, USDT. All you have to do is use the link in the description for OKX and join the event. In the link, you're going to find all the instructions. There's up to 100,000 USDT in the prize pool. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.